Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another Auto World Complete Series video. And this is one of the coolest series of Auto World and the most unique series of Auto World to ever come out. And I'll kind of explain that as we go. It's one of two series basically that has both a version A and B car and a version C and D, and then two different Ultra Reds for each casting. I finally got the last two pieces that I needed to complete this set. I know it's 2020 now, and this set came back out at the beginning of 2017. So yeah, it took a while to do, and for good reason it took a while to do. These cars, especially the Ultra Reds, were not easy to come by, mostly because, you know, there is two per casting. So there's four regular versions of each car, such as this Dodge Polara Max Wedge 426. There's four different regular versions, and there's two different Ultra Red versions. And we're going to get into all of the cars. I'm going to show you all of them from this series. So quite a lot to look at here. All right, so we're just going to pull these away for just a minute. Actually, yeah, we'll pull them away. So the first one, and we're just going to go through each casting individually. I am going to go through all four of the regulars, and then the two Ultra Reds as well. So this is what we had here. This was version A, okay? And both version A and version B, they were very, very limited. They were limited to 1,672 models. There's only 1,672 of these out there for your version A and your version B, which we're about to look at in a second. This is an amazing car. It's a very desirable regular Auto World vehicle. The regular cars in this series are not easy to come by either. They're not always on eBay. Yes, I'm wearing these gloves. The only reason why is because I just don't want to put fingerprints all over these, and I can kind of dust them in the process before I put them back in my display case. These gloves are great for that. All right, they're made for handling jewelry. But anyway, red interior on this one. Of course, all these are going to have metal body, metal bases. I may not open the hoods on all of these, but just because they're all down perfect right now. But you know what? Let's see if I can get this one open. Nah, I can't. We'll wait for one of these to pop up. The engines are all the same. But anyway, this is just an amazing version of it. I love what they did with this casting. The front end's beautiful. License plate says Wedge. And just great. So there's your version A of the first of 6 castings we're going to look at. And then here is the version B. So they did it in a nice blacked out version. And then they did it in white. So very cool there. Again, this one also limited to 1,672 pieces. So not very many of these out there. And again, a very desirable one. It's the only time they did the Polara Max Wedge like this with the actual like ram air hood thing. And this thing is actually open. It's an open hole right into underneath the hood. Like I said, I'm not going to, if one of these pops open easily, we'll go ahead and open it, but I just don't want to have to bother with trying to get it to sit down flat again. Not that it won't just go down, but it's always a gamble with opening hoods. Anyway, awesome car, just amazing. So there was version A and version B, and then the next one is version C, which is this guy right here in this beautiful kind of seafoam color. This one, okay, so version C and D were limited to 1,256 pieces, so they were even more limited than the version A's and the version B's. So you had version C and version D. So it's the same concept as you see now with Auto World with version A and B. It's just that they had a version C and a version D also come out. And of course, same casting. Same amazing casting. It's got the same plate on it too, I think. Just says Wedge on there. Really looks nice in this color. And then the version D color is red. And it looks fantastic in red as well. So, this series is unique in the fact that it's one of the two series that they did, you know, the A, B, C, D thing for Auto World. and the fact that there is a different Ultra Red for both AB and CD. The only other series that sort of mimics the 2017 Premium Release 1 series is Auto World Release 5. And that one's a little bit different than this one, and I don't have it completed yet. Once I do have it completed, I will definitely share it with you. But that one, there's a couple of challenging pieces in it that I still don't have. All right, so now let's open up this. This is from version B, so this would be the same one if we would have found it on a version A or a version B card. And this is one of the ones that was missing in my collection. And I got to pick it up, and I picked it up for a steal of a price. I'm really happy to get it. And like I said, these are not easy to come by. The Ultra Reds for the A and B releases are 3% of the total production line for that. And this thing is beautiful. So if you can do the math on that, that makes this limited to about 100 pieces. Not very common, right? Only 100 of those out there. So it looks really good. It's got the traits of the version A car, so that's why it has the black wheels. And then the red interior. And I don't think there's really much else that would set it apart. Actually, yeah, just the black wheels and the red interior. Really cool looking Ultra Red. Really happy to finally have it in the collection. And then the one that's even rarer is going to be your version C and D, which is this guy right here. Here's the Ultra Red. Did you notice what's different right off the bat without comparing the two? Well, this one has Ultra Red rims, which is something different, and it's actually unique to this car in the series. None of the other cars in the series have it. It doesn't really follow the traits. I guess it almost follows the traits of the version D car, being that it has a red interior, but if you also notice, it has a white dash, which is kind of weird. And these are only limited to 75 pieces. Oh, the other thing about these is they all have Ultra Red bases. And this was the first store release to have Ultra Red bases be a trait of the Ultra Red. So it's got white dashboard, red interior, Ultra Red wheels, and an Ultra Red base. So here's the AB versus the CD. Pretty cool. So we spent 8 minutes on the one casting, which is okay because it's one of the best in the series for sure. It's like probably my favorite casting actually in the series. I just love what they did with it, and it's just important to me because this was one of the last Ultra Reds I was able to obtain for it. All right, next we're going to get a fan favorite here. This is the Ford Country Squire wagon. This first one is version A in blue. Looks really nice. Oops, dumped it. Oh, this one, yeah, the hood opens really easy on that one. Pretty cool. This is when they just finally added like a wood grain detail on the side. Before that just was a solid brown. This was the first release that they did that. And looks really good in this kind of like, well, it's tealish color. Poly, open road is the plate. The interior is black. And then version B. And again, both of these are only limited to 1,672 pieces. Version B is in black. Looks really nice. It's got a black dashboard and a red interior. Very, very cool. Auto World cars look fantastic in black. And then the version AB red. I'll just show you that real briefly, going out of order here. But it does have the traits of the version A car, being that it has a black interior and not a red interior like the version B car. And I know saying all these letters over and over and over again is going to make it kind of confusing, but again, limited to 100 pieces. Then we have version C. Beautiful color. Beautiful, like sky blue. Looks absolutely fantastic. It's got a black interior. Very, very cool. Definitely digging that. And then this color is probably one of the best one though. This like silver, almost champagne color for version D. That's a beautiful wagon right there. Super fantastic. Just a beautiful casting, an awesome casting, and a fan favorite being that it's a wagon. All right, so the last car we actually have to open before we go into the rest of the series is this one. This is on a version D card. It's the first time I've actually been able to look at this Ultra Red up close. We're going to go ahead and open it. It's limited to 75 pieces. So not a common one at all by any means. And here it is. So what we're going to want to know, obviously, is what sets it apart from the other car. And here's the other one. At first glance, it doesn't really look like anything sets it apart. They all look pretty much the same. The candy red's pretty close to exactly the same. You know, maybe just a difference in the thickness of the coat. But plate's the same. You know, pretty much in every detail. Up top is the same. I think the actual only difference for this one, unless anybody else notices anything, you know, that I'm not noticing, I guess that was the first time I've been able to look at this car, is that. So that's how you know the difference between the two loose. You've got a plain metal base, and then you have the painted Ultra Red base. And that is the only difference between this model that is limited to 75 pieces and the other that is limited to 100. But as an Auto World completionist, and I am an Auto World premium completionist, I needed to have both versions, even though they only vary slightly by a base color, to have a complete set. And that's amazing to finally get that. All right, so next we have the Pontiac Grand Prix. And here is your version A. This came out in some interesting colors for this release. This first one is like a maroonish color. I should have grabbed the actual paint color names for this video because I don't remember any of them. It's got a little flaw there on the front there, a little silver paint. That's part of the process of painting the trim, bumpers and such. I like this casting quite a bit though. It is pretty cool. We got a white interior with the maroon dashboard, and that was version A. So again, version A and version B are both limited to only 1,672 pieces, just making them not super easy to find. The next one, version B, is in this beautiful sort of champagne color. It's almost the same color, but not quite as this one here on this wagon. It's actually really not even close now that I have them next to each other. But that's the cool thing about Auto World, is Auto World uses all these factory paint colors. And you really get a lot of variation in color between cars. They're not just using basic reds, you know, blues, whatever. So this one's got the same like champagne colored dash and a white interior. Makes it kind of interesting. And let's see here, and then we're gonna go version, well, the Ultra Red. Let's do the Ultra Red from version AB, which is this one right here. White interior, Ultra Red painted dashboard. Interesting. And just a regular metal base, limited to 100 pieces. Very beautiful car. So there's that one. We'll set that one aside here. And then version C is in silver. Very cool. So yeah, just slight differences, right? Factory colors. It's pretty awesome, actually. And this one just has a black interior. So black dash, black interior is what it looks like here. And this one's the hood wants to pop open. So you can take a quick look underneath if you can see that. Yeah, it's a little tough to handle these cars with these gloves on, but it's worth it to me just not to put greasy fingerprints on them. Not that my hands are terribly greasy, but this one, the hood doesn't quite want to shut all the way, but that's okay. I might even have a spare one of these somewhere. And then after that, you get the last version, which is version D. At first glance, I don't know how it's looking on camera, but at first glance, this is black, but it is not black. It is a very, very deep blue, navy blue. Same color on the dash, and then a white interior. Pretty cool. And again, this video, if any of you else knows a lot about Auto World and you know of any other variations that I'm missing and stuff like that, please let me know and we'll take a look. So this video is a long one. We're already at 16 minutes. We still got a few casts to go through, but here is the variation on the Ultra Red. So this is the C&D release, limited to 75 pieces. The first thing we're going to look at is the dashboard. So the dashboard is white instead of red. And then, of course, the base is red. And I think that is the only two differences for this one. I'm pretty sure anyway. If anybody else sees anything different, definitely drop a comment in the comment section. But both of these very cool and awesome to have in the collection. Awesome to have a complete collection of 2017 Auto World Premium Release 1. All right, another one of my faves, the Firebird, or the Trans Am, Pontiac Trans Am. So this first version A1 we get is in silver, and it looks great. So again, version AB, limited to 1,600, 72 pieces. This is a nice version of this car. Prototype. Really cool. But this next one I think looks better. This version B. She's a beaut. In blue, this beautiful color blue with this white striping. Just awesome. Same plate. One of my favorite castings from Auto World. Love the Firebird. It's a great one. 1969. Alright, and then the Ultra Red for version AB. It's right here. Take a nice little brief look at that. It's got a black interior, so it goes after the traits of the version A car, which all of these kind of do for the version AB. And we'll just look at that for a second, because we're going to put that aside, of course, and look at it again once we pull up the next one. But then here is version C in black. Beautiful. This is an awesome one. If you actually had to pick one to get out of the Firebirds, out of the four, I'd have a tough time between the blue one and this one, but this one probably would win out. I love the red line tires on it. Again, Auto World just makes some amazing looking cars in black. They just do it right. It just looks so nice. So cool. Same plate. And then version C, you have this guy right here. Another good color. It's got blue poly. And looks pretty darn good. And then we're going to have the Ultra Red. The Ultra Red looks fantastic for the CD release, and I think better than the alternative. And here it is. There's only 75 of these out there. I think I have two, but I know I have two of one of these. It might be two of these that I have. But you see the differences. So we know one difference that's going to follow all of these, and that is that right there. That's got a red base. This does not. The other difference is the wheels. So the wheels actually have the tires from the version C car, which are the red line wheels. The only car of the four that has red line wheels. The others have that same white line wheel. And I think that's going to be it for differences. So just the base and the wheels. I think everything else is the same. Pretty sure. And again, if you notice any other differences, drop a comment. Let me know. I'm always interested to know more. And that goes, I mean, there might be variations of Auto World out there that I'm not aware of. If there is any, please alert me to them, because it's stuff I want to know. All right, so this here is your 1970 Chevy Impala, a great casting. This was kind of a heavily anticipated one to come back out because it was only in licensed premium release 3, the third release of premium overall. And that release is not an easy one to come by, just even the regular cars. And now these particular versions really aren't either. But very cool in this blue color for version A. Black top. Hood opens easily on this casting, always. Detail motor. Super cool. That's a beautiful one. Definitely dig that one. Alright, so that was your version A. Version B is in this like butterscotchish color. It's kind of off-white cream color, I guess. It actually looks really good in this color too. Not a color that every car would look great in, but this one is pretty awesome. Both of these so far, by the way, black interiors. Actually, all of them across this whole release have black interiors for this casting. So there's that one. Let's just skip right to version C in white. Again with a black top. Looks pretty good in white. Just love the detail from Auto World. Look at the grills. They just look so awesome. Very, very cool. In white. And then probably, this might be the best color of the four. Actually, that blue probably is the best color, but this is second for sure. Here's your D color. That's just a nice, nice color. Some of the colors are hard to even like name. If you don't know the actual name of the color, I don't know, what do you call this? It's kind of like a weird palish, greenish, champagne-ish. Awesome colored car though. Yeah, that's cool. I guess if I was to pick a real one to drive, I probably would pick this color over the blue, but the blue is definitely beautiful. Alright, so then we got the Ultra Reds. So here is the version A / version B of the Ultra Red. This one, I think, really the only difference is the base. I think it is. Do you see any other difference? I mean, because we know that's going to be there, right? I'm pretty sure, other than like the paint of the Ultra Red almost bleeding into the silver here, or whatever, the silver not completely covering it, because I'm sure they painted the Ultra Red color first. You see any other differences? The interior is both black. Wheels and tires look the same. Every little trim bit stuff looks the same. It's just that red base. Pretty sure that's the only difference. Yep, think so. Beautiful car, though. And just, again, cool to have both of them to complete the series. And then this last one, I believe I did a Free the Piece Friday episode on these cars, but this is a really cool casting, too. It's the Dodge Challenger, 1971 Dodge Challenger RT. This one is sweet. This first version is in a plum purple color. This is another one that's got like an actual hole in the hood, which looks great. Really nice color. White top. It's got the spoiler. They make a version of the casting without that as well, and without the hole in the hood as well. So there's version A. Version B is green. It looks awesome with a black top. Fantastic looking car. Super nice. Okay, so version A, version B. And we'll just go to the C and D real quick. So here is C in red and black. Red with a black stripe. Beautiful car. Looks really nice. One of 129. That's got to be related to like something. Somebody answered that question for me, I think, before, and I don't remember what it meant. One of 129. And then this beautiful one, black and red. Interesting thing about this is early pictures of this release actually on Auto World Garage. I don't even know if that website works anymore, but you used to be able to track your collection on it. Had this stripe and stuff being gold, not red. And I think that would have looked really cool too. But it is kind of neat that this is almost like the reverse of this. The other thing that makes this version of it unique is this one actually has a gloss black top, as opposed to all these other ones. This one has a matte black, this one has a matte black, and then this one has a white. So that makes this one definitely unique from the four. So again, your C's and D's limited to 1,256 pieces. The A and B is limited to 672, and as a consequence of that, you've got this one here, which is your Ultra Red for the A and B. It's limited to 100 pieces. This one has the white top, of course, from the version A car, which is the only car of the four that has a white top. And I guess a silver shaker or whatever as well. I think that's what they call that thing. These all have black interiors, by the way. So white top, white stripe is the version AB Ultra Red. And then the version CD Ultra Red. Can you guess what that's going to look like? Look at that. So we get a black top, we get a black stripe. Black there. And a Ultra Red base. So this one's really cool because it's actually very noticeable, the differences. They look like almost two different releases. Basically, it's just like this one, but with Ultra Red paint. And absolutely fantastic. So that's going to be it for this. So wow, closing in on 30 minutes for one release of Auto World, but I'll tell you what, it's worth it. And if you guys can try to get these cars, go for it. I got them all now. I got all the ones I need. Anytime, to be honest with you, anytime I see extras of this series anywhere, someone's got them for cheap, I'm going to snag them. I'm going to snag them because I know eventually someone's going to be looking for these, and they're going to be really difficult to find. Being under 2,000 pieces for each of these cars, and one of them really close to 1,000 pieces for the C's and D's, they're not going to be easy, guys, to locate. They're just not. You're not going to be able to just throw money at the problem, go to eBay, and pick them up. It's just not, they're not all there. it's not going to be possible. It's kind of a tough thing to accomplish. So if you want a diecast challenge, I challenge you to just get all the regular releases. You don't need to get all the Ultra Reds. Get all the regular releases and see if you can find them all. Definitely my favorite car in the release, though, is the Polara Max Wedge. It's just awesome. Each release of it was awesome, including the 2 Ultra Reds. And actually, of the 2, I think I like the one with the black wheels better than the Ultra Red wheels. But they're both really, really darn cool. All right, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you stuck around to the end, thanks a lot. But definitely check out the Auto World playlist if you enjoy. If Auto World is one of your favorite brands, as they are my favorite brand, domestic brand. Check out the playlist. There's a lot of complete series videos in the playlist. So, and there's going to be more to come. So, thanks a lot. Have a great day.